How long do you think ST takes to learn? I'm currently student electromechanic. I guess it depends. It depends. Do you know any other text-based languages? Do you know like Python or C++ or C# or something like that? If you do, I would say it probably doesn't take you all that long. If you're learning it from complete scratch, it's going to take a while. You just need to keep going at it. Yeah. Oh, you're at work watching my live. Appreciate it, Isaac. How are you tonight, mate? Lalo, I don't really do one-to-one courses, no. The closest thing I do to that is for super fans. I will try and give as much time as I possibly can for anything you need help with. But in terms of like one-to-one training, I don't really do that, to be fair, mate. Office work today. I had a work from home day today. We've got crazy bad snow where I live at the moment, and it was too bad to drive, so I just stayed at home and did work at home today. Mark Lopez, thank you very much for that, mate. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, just keep plugging away at it, mate. TikTok. Just keep practicing. You will eventually get there. You'll learn it. Maybe try pick up a book on it. There are quite a few good books on structured text. You start your introduction to PLC programming next semester. Oh, nice, mate. Yeah. Curb Django, I think. Yeah. I hope you enjoy it, mate. I loved it. I loved doing PLC programming when I was learning and stuff. Yes, RT, this is CodeSys. I've not showed CodeSys yet. I've never showed it on the live stream, so I thought it's a good place for a stop bit. Yeah, I know some people like to put the stop bit at the start. I always prefer to put it at the end, or have all my stop bits in series close to the coil. It's just how I like to do it. I know I think when I was taught all the stops need to be at the start. I just much prefer it at the end. I like to see all the sort of initiating logic at the start and any sort of cut-offs towards the coil, if that makes sense. Could you explain what I'm looking at? This is purely just a little simple piece of ladder logic, mate. So ladder logic is an industrial programming language. So you would put some logic in like this into PLCs, programmable logic controllers. It's used in industry. Used it a few years ago in training for the Festo pneumatic rigs. I've never tried the Festo stuff. They've got like fluid sim and stuff like that, haven't they? Yeah, I've never tried it. CodeSys though, I first used this on a Raspberry Pi. CodeSys has like I don't know what you'd call it, a plug-in application maybe for Raspberry Pis. So you can run CodeSys on that. You have a broken coffee machine, you really want to program it with a Raspberry hobby project. Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah, go for it. Sounds like it'll be interesting. The thing when you're learning is you need a project like that. You need like direction. You need a goal to work towards. Because if you're just trying to learn with no real aim or direction, it's very difficult to stay motivated, I find. Is it possible to use Fusion to design a control panel? New to this, I'm not sure. Mythological controls, thank you, appreciate that. I think it is possible. Fusion isn't really meant for that. Fusion, as far as I'm aware, is meant for like small scale stuff, like manufacturing parts and stuff like that. But I'd say it's definitely possible. Yeah. Do I have e-stops before each ladder line? Depends on what I'm programming, to be fair. Normally, I would have like an initiating circuit, very similar to this, like a process start circuit, and it would normally be latched up like this, where you'd have your initiator and your sort of delatcher. I don't know, don't know the proper terms, but like a start and stop essentially. And I would use that, the contact of that each time in the rungs. What's my thoughts on ST? I like ST. Yeah, ST is good. I'm not as good with it as I am with ladder, so I don't use it as much, but definitely where it makes sense to, I'd say. Doing any sort of calculation or any sort of math or anything like that is absolutely horrible to do in ladder, so normally that's when I use it. So what I want to do is get some visualization going as well. This is the great thing about CodeSys. It has the PLC sort of ladder logic and structured text. You know, it has its program inside, but then it also has the HMI side. And that's what's really good about CodeSys, I like. What would be better software to use to design a control panel? So I use AutoCAD Electrical, but I know a lot of people have moved over to ePlan. ePlan seems to be kind of made for it, so yeah. I mean, it works brought up on physical wiring, then programming after. Stop always. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter which way you go with it. The circuit works regardless of whether that's at the front or that's at the back. It doesn't matter. It's personal preference. I know it's more standard to have it at the start. It's just something I've just always preferred it at the back. Yeah. Luigi, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Hasoon, thank you for following as well. Mackenzie, thank you for sharing the live. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Have I missed any more? No, I think we're good.
Thanks for the follow.
Nessa, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. So this software is called CodeSys. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. It's either CodeSys or CodeSys. It's a free programming software, but it also has a HMI element to it. So I can design, if I bring my toolbox up, you should be able to see it. I can design a basic HMI using it. So I've got some switches, some lamps, push buttons. I mean, there's quite a lot of stuff in here. Bar graphs, meters, that sort of thing. And an alarm table. Yeah, you can put loads of stuff in it. It's really good. Evening Ash. Might do your challenge tomorrow. Might even do it in Mitzi for giggles. Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. I've started it. I started it last night, I think. I've decided to use CodeSys for my one. No real reason other than, like I said a minute ago, I've never really shown it on my on any of the lives on my videos or anything, so that was the only reason, really. Should it not be a latching normally closed e-stop first? This isn't like a real a real project or nothing, mate. I'd just quickly whip that together. If it was a proper project and you had motors and stuff, you would have an e-stop. I've just done a start-stop. Yeah, that's it. You're right, though. They should be, probably. Do you have dreams about programming? You're always doing it. No, I can't say I've ever had a dream doing it about programming. I haven't. I just enjoy it. Yeah, I just enjoy it. Right, let's get this little bit of HMI put on. So at least you've got something to see. So, push button. Push button. Can change the colour of these, so I'll make this one green. It's a little bit difficult to see the colours, but you can kind of see it in the circle. It's got a red ring, that one's got a green ring. That can just be classed as my motor running. You can put text on somewhere. Label. Call this start. Make it a bit bigger. No, that's my box size. That's not the size of the text. Why am I not seeing it? I'm either being blind or I'm being blind. You love Siemens PLC. Yeah, I mean, I've started to get into it. I'm still struggling a little bit, but yeah, they're not too bad. I'm enjoying it. Do you transfer your programs to something physical as hobby? Yeah, I've got a load of PLCs in my office. Yeah, use Alan Bradley. I've never really done much with Alan Bradley, to be fair. I know it's very big in like the States and stuff. There we go. That was what I was looking for. But I've never done it myself, yeah, personally. You're right, it was in the font. It was in the font. Where it should be, to be fair. Start. There we go. Should probably put boxes around it, but I won't bother. I should quickly whip something together, just so you're not staring at a blank screen. Copy paste. Oh, I've definitely not spelled that right. Motor running. Make that box much bigger. Still not spelling it right. There we go. Any experience with B&R? Yeah, I have none, to be fair, El Grande. I've never really touched them. I have heard of them,
for the follow.
But I've never used them. Yeah. Have you used Regin? No, I'm not sure what that is, mate. What is that, Kit Kat? My algorithm apparently knew I was an automation engineer because I was led to this. Appreciate it, Sebastian. Welcome in, buddy. Right, so we're in simulation mode, so it should. I've not tied the variables yet. This is called Codesys. Mido, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Let me just come back out of that because I didn't actually tie them. I think because they're local variables, I might not be able to do it. Oh no, I can. That's fine. I wasn't sure if I needed global variables. It's been a long time since I used this software properly. Login with online change. Regin is a manufacturer for PLCs, pretty common in Sweden. Oh, okay. No, I haven't used Regin, but I do use a lot of Bayer HMIs, which I believe Sweden as well, I think. Bayer? I call them Bayer. About to wire up your first panel in class. Nice TikTok boost. Good luck, buddy. Right, okay, so we've got our logic. Very simple logic. And we've got our buttons. I've put them as toggles. I don't really want them as toggles. I want an image tapper rather than an image toggler. And that basically changes it from a latched push button to a momentary push button. You installed TwinCat recently. Do I prefer Codesys? Yeah, I've only really used TwinCat maybe once or twice. I've not really used it that much. But I believe TwinCat's quite similar in how it works to Codesys. I think. I'm not fully sure. Oh, Regin's mainly BMS. Ah, okay. Yeah, no, I've never done anything with them. So I've got a start and I've got a stop and it latches in. And that's as far as I've gone with that bit of PLC logic. So what I can do actually is... it's maybe better in horizontal rather than vertical. Hang on a sec. Visualization. So there's my logic. Let's bring that up. And there's the HMI. So you can see when I press the start button, the start PB closed. So if I hold it in, you can see it. I press the stop button. So you can interface basically your logic and a HMI, basic HMI screen together in Codesys, which is pretty good. Considering this is totally free. Simon, thank you for sharing the live, buddy. Yeah, Bayer is Swedish, but Siemens is the most common for basic solutions. Yeah, I think Bayer's sort of main market is in marine stuff. Yeah, they do a lot with boats and ships and that sort of thing. TwinCat is mostly identical to vanilla Codesys. Yeah, I thought it was. I'd kind of... Like I say, I did like a day's training with a guy from Beckhoff. I can't remember why. It was for work or something, but then I left not long after, so... What is a rule of thumb learning about PLCs? I don't know about rule of thumbs, but to give you a bit of a heads up, if you're looking at ladder logic, you have like a left-hand rail, and most of the time you have a right-hand rail. You don't in Codesys, at least not ladder 2, which this language is called. Scans go from left to right, so the way the PLC works is it reads the logic from left to right, and then it goes down, and then it keeps going down. If I had more rungs, it just sequentially go down the ladder from left to right all the way across. Does this work on mobile phone? I don't know about the software side, but I've definitely had the HMI working on a web browser, and I've had it on my phone, because you can run Codesys on a Raspberry Pi. My first ever PLC, before I could actually afford a proper PLC, was a Raspberry Pi running Codesys. And if you set the web server up, You just type in the IP address of the Raspberry Pi, and you can have that HMI on your phone. Yumut, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Abdel, thank you for the follow as well. This software is totally free, guys. It's called Codesys. Codesys. Does Schneider still scan top to bottom, left to right? Top to bottom. Don't think so. Should be left to right, then top to bottom. I'm fairly sure that's what it does anyway. I don't know any software did anything other than that. Left, right, top, bottom. Yeah, that's what I thought, Papa. Yeah. Sean, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that, mate. Okay, so that's a bit of basic logic. There's nothing really to that. And a basic display. I could show you my challenge that I've started. I haven't quite finished yet. I could show you that, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Maybe we'll leave that till next weekend when it's finished.
Thanks for the follow.
I don't know. I'll think about it. Jason, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome in, Sean. Welcome in, mate. Okay, so I seem to have broken it. I've got a little circle telling me it's thinking about something. I don't know why. I only wanted to come offline. The older ones was really weird. Had to move things around the ladder. I did not know that, Ash. Yeah. Well, I'm fairly sure the new ones don't. M221s, M241s, M580s. I'm fairly sure they're conventional. Why are we still not offline? I've crashed it, I think. Cam, thank you for the follow. Mecha of Mecha Robotics Corp, thank you for the follow.
Thanks for the follow.
Brian, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Really, really appreciate it.
Thanks
I seem to have crashed it, though. I don't know what I've done. Are we back? We might need to restart. It's obviously still thinking about something. I just wanted to come offline. Add some more stuff. What type of PLC are you programming? I'm not really programming a PLC at the moment. This is just generic Codesys, and I'm just using their simulation mode. So it isn't really for a PLC at the moment. I'm actually not fully sure what PLCs Codesys can program. At least like vanilla Codesys like this. Because I know different manufacturers have their own flavours of Codesys. For example, Schneider M241 uses a software called Machine Expert, which is Codesys, but has their like front end, their like look to it. Jack, it's called Codesys, mate. Adam, thank you for the share, mate. I really appreciate that. Looks like Machine Expert from Schneider. Yeah, so it's the other way around, Abdel. It's Machine Expert is based on Codesys rather than the other way around. Machine Expert actually is Codesys. I think I'm probably going to have to close this down and restart because I've killed it. Can't do anything. But it hasn't fully crashed because like, just go offline. What are you doing? Oh, here we go. We might be onto a winner here.
Thanks for the follow.
Appreciate the follows, guys. Thank you. Sky, thank you for follow. MK7, thank you for sharing the live. Isaac. J Veith, I think. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Carter, so I use mainly Mitsubishi PLCs. I also use a lot of Schneider PLCs. Neither of those can you program with this software. They have their own softwares. But they're the two that I program most. I have started to get into Siemens PLCs recently. I bought S7 1200. So I've been trying to pick that up. Haven't really been giving it enough time, I don't think, just yet. But the other day, I'll shout him out if he's still in here. Sedgley Control Systems did spend like an hour and a half with me, showing me some pretty advanced stuff, which I really, really appreciate. So thanks for that, Ash. Siemens is the way in UK and Europe. You're right, Connor, it is. There's no doubt about it. They are the biggest. But it doesn't mean that you can't learn others, because if you just learn Siemens, you're going to come to a point in time one day where there's a different PLC line in front of you, and you don't know what you won't know what to do with it. Where do I work? I won't say that, to be fair, mate. I won't say it on live. But I work in power generation. I work in that industry. Schneider Tech here. 3 years experience. Thank you, Pappy. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you for the follow. Do I program machines like CNCs? I don't personally, but you can with PLCs. I do basically automate power systems, diesel generators, renewable sources, hydro, and automate all the switchgear that goes along with it. So that's kind of what I do. Your company uses Schneider a lot for automation. Yeah, Schneider PLCs are good. I like them. I do like them. Right, so that was our basic logic. Let's just add a title to that and just call that start, stop. This is programmed in a language called Ladder 2, which, as far as I'm aware, is completely bespoke to CodeSys. This was something I didn't know until the other day, actually, because I haven't used CodeSys for a while. But they have 2 versions of Ladder. So if I was to add another POU in, which is basically just another program, it asks you, what language do you want to do it in? And you see it has ladder logic diagram, which is, you know, normal ladder. But then you have Ladder 2. I haven't really seen the differences as of yet. I am using Ladder 2 here. That program behind there is Ladder 2. I think it's just like a fresh look to it and stuff. Keyence PLC. I've never come across a Keyence in my life. You start with AB or Siemens. Others, such as Mitsubishi, you pick up along the way generally. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was the other way around. I started with Mitsubishi, and I'm picking the others up. I haven't touched AB, but I'm picking Siemens up. And I used a lot of Schneider as well, so... yeah. Your company uses Schneider Electric. Very good PLC and good support. I don't know if I've had the reason to use their support yet, but I imagine it would be okay. Yeah, I don't know. User 379, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So if you want to work with industrial machines, yeah, basically, Carrot. I'll just call you Carrot. Caratis, maybe? Yeah, I'll call you Carrot. Yes, you do, basically. Yeah, in short, if you want to do industrial stuff, then you want to learn PLCs. Function block. The function block I found looks a bit rubbish in this software. What can I add? Maybe add some alarms or something. Ladder 1 was a pain, couldn't add comments very easily. Yeah, well, I found the comments are actually pretty easy to add in that, because you get the a title, then you get the comments. I don't know what to write, but yeah, you get comments. I think they're multi-line comments. A, B, C, D. Yeah, they are. It's pretty easy. There is a jump label as well. You can like add jumps without actually bringing blocks in or anything, which is a bit mad. I don't ever use jumps. I hate jumps. Hamanetta, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. El Pedro, thank you for the follow. Prosper, thank you for sharing the live. Really, really appreciate that, mate. I think I've caught up. That's in ladder. Yes, it is, mate. Yeah, you're right. I can't really remember what ladder 1 was like. But it didn't feel any different ladder 2. But you're right. Maybe it is stuff like little niceties like comments and stuff. Valentino, thank you for the follow. Right. Let's rename this to.
Thanks for the follow.
Motor control. Who's that? I've missed it. Barack, thank you. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Motor control. Refactor. So now it's renamed that. Let's call this one. No, that's not how I wanted it. Refactor. There we go. Call this one alarms or something. Doesn't really matter. I'm totally making it up off the top of my head. Flavio, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. How did you start learning PLC? What's the background? So I did an apprenticeship at a local manufacturing company. They manufactured industrial UPSs and industrial battery chargers, as well as generators. So they manufactured generators, manufactured containerized generators, basically all forms of generators. And during my apprenticeship, I worked with a guy who had worked there for 40 years in the test department, testing control panels. So I ended up staying with him for like 3 or 4 years. Basically learned a load of stuff from him. And yeah, learned controls that way. Then after a few years in test, once I finished my apprenticeship and stuff, kind of got bored of it and wanted to go into the office. So I became a design engineer. I moved up into design. A job came up, I took it. Got some training and whatnot. I mean, I'd already done a lot of it during my apprenticeship. But yeah, that's kind of where I am now. I'm still a design engineer, design control panels and switchgear, switchboards, that sort of thing. Yeah. The engineer, welcome in, mate. Z, thank you for the follow. Barack, thank you for sharing the live, mate. Rails, thank you for sharing the live. Ruby, thank you for sharing the live. Oh, thank you for following, sorry. Appreciate that. Why did you put motor run in the middle? In the logic, are we talking? Or are we just on about here? I was just throwing it together. There was no real rhyme or reason to any of it. Yeah, so as part of my apprenticeship, I went through college, went through university, did all that stuff. Yeah. It was all part of the apprenticeship. All our Siemens PLCs use SCL now. Is that right, Z? Yeah, I don't really see it too often in my field. But I do know it definitely, it's becoming a bigger and bigger thing. But as far as I'm aware, ladder's still kind of the most popular. What kind of engineering did you do? I do industrial, but in Greece it's more like mechanical engineering. It was electrical engineering. Well, it was, there were mechanical engineers and there were electrical engineers, and I just happened to be on the electrical side, yeah. My apprenticeship was in electrical and electronic engineering. So there was a lot of electronics as well involved. Okay, I'm rambling. I'm not doing much. Let me bring in some boxes. Let's add in some alarms first. Let's bring in a lamp. We'll make that yellow. You guys can see that. That motor running. I need it to wrap. I'm sure I'll be able to make it do it. It's just where it lives. I want to wrap the text. Can't see it at the minute. Can't see it. Just for ease and simplicity, I'm going to copy and paste that and just make it run over 2. Oh, messed that up. Hang on. There we go. I'm sure there is a way. I just can't see it at the minute. And I'm doing it purely because it's too long to fit on. So now I've got it over 2 lines of text. So that's motor running. Let's call this I don't know, warning. And critical. And we'll make that one red. Alva, thank you for the follow. RX, thank you for the follow. No way, bro. Never thought I'd see controls TikTok. I get that more often than you think.
Thanks for the follow.
Yeah, there isn't. It doesn't seem to be many people doing it. Try Control Enter.
Thanks for the follow.
I will try it. That worked. Yes.
Thanks
Cheers,
for the
Ash.
follow.
You know too much. Motor running. Yeah, that's way better. Having it over 2 lines a bit. Yeah, don't do that. Daddy G, thank you for the follow. Luis, thank you for the follow. Choi, I think. Chewy. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What controls is this? I've just started. I'm kind of making it up on the fly. I'll be honest. There's not really much sense going on here. I'm basically trying to show a bit of Codesys. It's totally free. It has PLC programming. It has simulation. It has different languages. It has HMI programming. You've been doing it too long. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Yeah. Do you use much code sys, Ash? Do you like program PLCs in it? The only ones I really know that use it are like the Schneider flavor. I think Wago or Vago use it. I'm not really sure who else, you know, what other hardware actually supports it. I'm not sure. Shooter, thank you for sharing the live, mate. Really appreciate that. Okay, so right, we've got some alarms. Now we just need to program them. I need to make some scenarios where it makes sense to have an alarm. So we've got a motor run. Maybe let's just add some switches. I'll keep it basic. I don't want to go crazy trying to design something on the fly. So let's pull in some switches. Common controls, basic. No, there's none of them. Lamps, there we go. Let's pull in a dip switch. And let's also pull in... That looks pretty cool. Make them a bit bigger. So let's call this a warning switch. Obviously, like I say, it makes totally no sense. However, it's easy to just show. Warning. It's a bit of a nightmare, actually, the old text. It doesn't... I prefer text that it doesn't kind of open into the text until you double click it. So like for one click, I have to kind of get the edge of it to be able to move it. Warning, oh, what was it again? Control enter. Warning switch. So that could be anything. That could be like, I don't know, simulated overspeed switch or something. Overcurrent switch. In fact, let's call it that. Rather than call it that, just call it an overcurrent switch. This is like our thermal overload going off. It's just an easy way to simulate that. You did one project with 11 PLCs though, so look. Oh, sorry, hang on, I missed it. Not so often. Do some Eurotherm ones. Was a Schneider company. Also a couple of Wagos. Oh, okay, interesting. 11 PLCs. That must have been a decent sized project. Bro, for automation engineer, is it hard to pivot to electrical and instrumentation engineer on gas? I wouldn't say it. I guess it depends what type of automation engineer. I would say it probably isn't. I'd say the biggest difference would be the amount of paperwork you're going to have to do. If you're moving into oil and gas and that sort of thing, the paperwork, the risk assessments, it's crazy. You're doing more paperwork than you're doing actual work half of the time. All the locking out, tagging out, all the permits that you need to work to, it's that'll be the biggest difference in terms of the actual like controls and stuff. I mean, if you do automation, you know all about sensors, you know about 4 to 20 milliamp circuits. You might not know about the safety elements, like doing intrinsic safety circuits and stuff like that, or working with them. But I guess you could pick that stuff up on the job. I'm sure they'll do their own training at the company. This isn't Wago Fantra, no, this is just vanilla CodeSys. Let's call this eStop. Dex, thank you for the heart me earlier, or just now. I'm not sure when you sent that. Appreciate that. Mythological Controls, thank you very much.
For the follow.
Right, so we've got a couple of switches there. Let's make some... Go into our alarms and make some variables. In fact, I'll just declare them as I go. It doesn't matter.
Thanks for the follow.
Appreciate the follows, guys. Toddy, thank you. Connor, thank you. Aaron, thank you. Aaron, oh, that's a funny way of spelling. There's an Aaron and there's a Aaron, I think. Appreciate it, thank you. That noise is kind of winding me up. I still need to fix that. Right, boxes. I'm getting distracted again. I just want a plain empty box. In fact, I think it's easier from here. Just drag it on then. There we go. Let's call this and make it an AND gate. I'm going to call this... What did we call it? We called it the overcurrent switch. Just initialize that and motor run. And then we're going to set variable. Call this warning. I'm totally making this up on the fly. There's no thought going into this whatsoever. Is there many positions in oil and gas sector about instrument industry? Yeah, there's loads, mate. Yeah, the oil and gas has so much controls and automation in it. You need to, you know, a lot of this is safety stuff as well. So it's obviously oil and gas is flammable and highly volatile, and you need to be safe working around it and that sort of thing. Especially, and you get into stuff like zoned areas for like ATEX and EX ratings and stuff like that. So yeah, there's loads of automation and instrument control and process control and whatever else you want to call it. There's so much stuff. Yeah. In terms of jobs though, no idea. I come across oil and gas stuff occasionally when they buy oil and gas, you know, generators for the platforms or whatever offshore. I've done a couple of jobs with that. But I wouldn't say I'm any sort of master in it. So that's an AND gate. Oh, and I probably want a not in there, but we'll get to that. I probably don't need any box there. Overcurrent, motor run, warning. Makes sense. E-stop, I kind of want that at any point, but I want that in here. So let's put that in here. Can I just... No, probably can't. Emergency.
Thanks for the follow.
Wannabe Roblox Studio. I have no idea what that means, mate. No idea. See ya, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. People still use AWL, bro, now. I have no idea what AWL is either. I feel like you're talking different language to me. You can't find guys in automation in Greece. It is the same thing there.
Thanks for the follow.
Is that right? Oh, there's not many automation guys in Greece. I wouldn't have thought that, yeah. Easy Living, thank you to follow. Don Carlos, thank you to follow. A lot of DCS in oil and gas. You're right, Ash. There is. A lot of the stuff that we've done has been... We control our own little bit, but the DCS gives signals or, you know, requires a lot of information from us as well. Use function block based software. Do you have a preference? My preference is ladder, but I can use function block. I can use a bit of structured text, but my preference is ladder. Yeah. Your dad has a marble factory, and if the machines break, you can't find... Oh, that's interesting. A marble factory. How does one get into the marble business? Thanks for
the follow.
Yeah, I guess someone got to make them though. Interesting. You think an industrial technician can go up this path? Absolutely. Yeah, I think you can. As long as you've got a solid foundation in, you know, electrical, in the control side. I feel like you can do this no problem. There's people that just come straight from like software development, developing applications or websites that come in and start doing it. I don't know how good they are, but there are people that do that. What is this language? So this one's ladder logic. The other one was alarms. I've just realised though I need to add it to my task. I think I can just do that. I'll put it below there. You guys can't see that, but I can. Coding Dad, thank you for the follow. Is this Quartus? I'm not sure what that is, Henry. No, this is CodeSys. My old man came from the software development route. Yeah, I mean, there are people that definitely do it. I see it on LinkedIn all the time. They do, I'll be honest though, the guys that do that, or the ones that are on LinkedIn anyway, seem to overcomplicate everything. That's what I found anyway. It's a good business though. That sounds good, mate, yeah. Right, what was I going to do? Warning. I need to map my variables. I'm getting distracted again. So, map my variables. This is alarms, overcurrent switch. I've just realised, I think that motor run isn't the one from my other. No, it isn't. So this is a good point to do a GVL, I would say. And a GVL is very similar to a data block in Siemens. So GVL, Because what's happened here, what's just happened, what I've noticed, is I've got this motor on variable. I don't know if you can see that up at the top. I'm highlighting it. Motor on, which is this. But in the other POU, I typed motor on without really thinking, and it's created a new motor on. Because they're local variables, they can both be called the same thing, but they're not actually the same thing. So let's add in a GVL. And that way I can keep all my memory bits and words and whatever common. Back when you had to program in assembly and Pascal. Is that right, Z? Yeah, they were a bit before my days. Let's just call this, I don't know, memory bits. Not being very creative with the naming. I never am. So I'm going to call this motor on. Of type bull. I think that's how you do it. Yep. Let's just chuck everything in. Let's just copy and paste, actually. Cut and paste, rather. Cut and paste. I won't have any locals. Memory bits. I'm being blind. There we go. Just paste them in. I'll take those out of there. I'm basically making what everyone tells you not to do, and just making everything global memory almost. We'll get rid of that one. We don't need that one. Bolt, that's fine. Overcurrent switch. Right, so now it's kind of broken the programs themselves, and that's because I need to add in now memory bits. Memory bits dot. Oh shit, that's still not right. Hang on. It's easier to just do memory bits dot. What was that one that I just had? That was overcurrent switch. That should have fixed it. It has. There's a setting, right? So what I'm doing at the minute to get it to auto complete is I have to press Control and space. But there is a setting so I don't even have to do that. I just set that because I don't know why it's not set by default. I feel like it's super helpful.
Thanks for the
ladder.
follow.
Was it ladder? I found it last night. Autocomplete. Debugging? No. They called it something else. Smart coding. It's that one. Show symbols from system library. It's one of these tick boxes. I'm not sure which one. I'm just going to go with that. Oh no, it's that one. Never mind. I'll undo them. List components immediately when typing. And basically what that's going to do now is when I type in memory bits, you can see it starts to, it just like brings up the autocomplete. So I don't need to remember or think about it. I can just press tab and then press dot. Right, that was motor on. Yeah, I don't know why that's not on by default. I would have thought because I set it was another project, I guess. I set it up in my other project, but I thought it might have carried over. I thought it was like a software setting rather than a project setting. Is memory bit like a marker? So it's a really bad name. Honestly, you wouldn't name it like that normally, but it's basically a container full of data, full of variables for me to use. And you can make multiple of these containers, so you can keep stuff separate. And so you know which, because you could call that like motor data or something. And it might have the speed, it might have the current, it might have whether it's running or not. It might have loads of information just purely about that motor. So that's where it becomes quite useful. I'm not using it correctly, really, I'll be honest. But it was the easiest way to avoid that situation I just had. This was warning. And also, I'm like naming some stuff in full capitals, some stuff in not. Yeah, don't copy don't copy what I'm doing. Mr. Traveller, thank you to follow. Charlie Stone, thank you to follow.
Thanks for the follow.
DD, thank you to follow. I think I've got it. There's another one as well, but I can't pronounce your name because it's just got an A in there that I can recognise. Thank you for the follow. Which is default in tier. Yeah, well, I was having problems with that in tier as well, but that was more factory I/O. When I was doing some of the factory I/O stuff, when you pull in the tags, they were all in speech marks. So unless you put a speech mark, it didn't bring up the autocomplete, and that was driving me nuts. What do I think of Arduino? Arduinos are great, mate, yeah. They're really good. Best way to create a UDT and then you use a UDT in a data block makes massive programs small. Yes, I see what you're saying, Connor. Yeah, I agree. Matthias, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Right. I'm getting kind of nowhere with everything at the minute. Let me just quickly do this. Memory bit start PB. Memory bit. Oh, not that. Stop PB. This was just my quick and dirty fix to basically avoid having to having overlapping memory.
Thanks for the follow.
Overlapping variables, local variables. Emergency stop, that one. And then that's motor run. What am I doing wrong here? Memory. I need to highlight it before I press that. Motor run. Memory bit stop. Can't see. Motor run. There we go. That should have fixed everything now. Quick compile, wherever that button is. Build, generate code. Tiago, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. E-stops are usually XIC inputs. They are, but I'm kind of... This is total simulation. Visualization has now broken because I've renamed everything. I'll just look at this. Memory bits. What was this one again? Motor run. You're right, but you're right about the... they're normally a normally closed push button or switch, but I haven't done it that way. I just put it as normally closed in the software. Right, that was motor run. Hang on. That was already set wrong, so this is warning. This one, we'll just call this emergency stop. Start, need to rename that to start PB. Stop is stop PB. Overcurrent switch is that one, and emergency stop is basically, it shouldn't really be the same tag. Shouldn't be the same tag, so let me add another one in. But I don't want a box. How would you do that in function block diagram if you just got one? Oh, I guess I just put them both to and. Right, okay, hang on. This is going to be a bit weird as well. Box in here. Let's just call it an OR. Set that one to emergence. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Memory bit. Emergency stop. And we'll create a new. We'll call this one red lamp. This is it's all a bit backwards because I'm totally making it up on the fly. I should have thought about this more before I came live. Is this Verilog? It's not Verilog, Michael. No, this is basically PLC programming. Yeah. I've got to do some projects in ladder logic programs for class right now. Interesting, Nicholas. I hope you do well in that. Disagree. E-stop should be XIO. Yeah, no, that's what I said, didn't I? You'd have a physical normally closed contact, and then it would be a normally open in the logic, but I haven't done that because this is simulation. It's a normally closed in my logic because I haven't set the actual button to be... I think you can do that somewhere. It's not there. Yeah, it's because it's simulation, I've just made it a normally open button. It should be a normally closed button in real life. Ever heard of Kengen? I haven't, D-Man. No, I haven't. Have you used OpenPLC before? I have, Callum. Yeah, I think I showed that a couple of weeks ago in the live. I've done some videos on it as well. Is that TwinCat? It's not. It's CodeSys. That wouldn't work. Connor, I agree with Connor. XIO on, so the way I've shown it isn't right, because it should be a physically normally closed button. Like if you were to snip the wire, it should e-stop. But if the way you're describing it, if it was XIO, it would have to be a normally open button, which then closes when you push the e-stop. And if you were to snip that wire, you would never know. Yeah, he's saying the opposite of what I've done. But what I'm saying is I've done it wrong. I have. I've not done it correctly, because this is just simulation button. Yeah. We're all on the same page, I think. We're just we're arguing that we're all right. Except I've done it wrong. That is, you're right. I have done it wrong. Right. So visualization. I've got alarms. Oh, okay. I was doing that, wasn't I think. Can I just put a 0 in there? Yeah. There we go. I called that red lamp. So that'd be memory bits dot red lamp. I just don't want it to be the same variable. I don't want to use the switch and the lamp for the same thing, but it is basically doing the same thing. So this one is variable. That's what I'm looking for. Memory bits. This is my emergency stop, and then that becomes my red lamp, which only goes on when the emergency stop's pressed. Yeah, we're all good. You've been using it for a bit now, but if you wanted to get a PLC to learn with, what would I recommend? I guess it depends on your budget, Callum, if you've got the budget for it. And it also depends on the software you got, or what software you can get access to. So I would recommend a Siemens S7 1200. They're not that expensive. They're reasonably cheap second hand. But it's a software. If you've not got the software, it's that's another few £100 on top. Unless you can get it in other ways. But I would recommend, like, if you're very new and you just want to get the hardware and you want free software, a Schneider M221. But the only problem is with them, you can only program it in ladder. You can't program it... Oh, ladder in instruction list, but instruction list is like... Yeah, no one uses that. Selful, thank you to follow. So, yeah, my recommendation would be an M221. Or, if kind of money was no object, an S7 1200. Any others I would recommend? Maybe even an M241, because the software is free. It just has paid elements to it, and you don't always need those elements. FX. The thing with FX is they are pretty pricey. Like, I've been quite lucky the prices I got for mine. They're not the cheapest. And the software is not free unless you have means of getting it. So, yeah, maybe wouldn't recommend a Mitsubishi. Also, they're not that popular either. It just so happens the field that I work in uses them, I guess. So I use them all the time. But if you were to go into like factory automation, you'd probably never see a Mitsubishi PLC unless you were in Asia, I would say. What software is this? This is called CodeSys, mate. CodeSys. Right, are we all good there? Probably have to turn that to 1. Right, that's come on. By doing that, though... Yeah, I see what's going on here. I see. You've always been Mitzi. Yeah, I'm the same, Don. I'm Mitzi through and through, but they're just not that popular. They're not used in that many fields. It's and the software is not free either, so it's kind of a hard sell to say go and get one of them. But I do think they are the best, personally. Stop saying Mitsubishi. The engineer, you're going to be saying the Mitsubishi with me when your company starts using them. Yeah, I seen that picture the other day. You're going to love them. You're going to love them. Right. So my e-stop isn't working at the moment because... Well, firstly, I don't know actually how to make that normally closed. I was expecting it to be active when red, but it's active when green. So, all that stuff we said earlier, he won't, he'll quit. All that stuff we were saying earlier, you were right in the end anyway. Con the Don. Yeah, you won't. You'll love it. You'll love it. You won't quit. You'll realise Mitsubishi's better than Siemens, and you'll never go back. Is that LabVIEW? It's not. It's CodeSys, mate. It's CodeSys. Right. Okay, so let's go back to this then. So now it should go red now. See, I was thinking it would be the other way around. I reckon I was thinking it would go red, but I guess, yeah, it is what it is. So now it's true. Right, so we want that on all the time. Overcurrent switch, that should only come on when we're running. So if we run, if I get an overcurrent switch now, that's when it should come on. Obviously, I haven't tricked. That's interesting. Hang on a minute. Let me do it horizontal, actually. How are we running with that e-stop on? That's what I want to know. Motor control. Oh, messing up all the screens here. Apologies. All day long, yeah. Just map it to another variable and not it. Maybe that's the way to go, yeah. So it's true at the moment. Ah, okay. Did I have it right the first time then? I did. So when it was red... No, hang on. I'm confusing myself. I think, well, do you know what? We're going to bin it off. Because the whole... I thought it looked cool because it had the light. But it's just confusing me more. So, what's the easiest way of doing it? I'll just do another dip switch. I'm just confusing myself by having the light. I'm like, oh, should it be green when it's in e-stop? Or should it be red when it's in e-stop? They're not even the same size. Never mind. Right, we're going to call this one emergency stop. It's that one there, in fact. Let's run again. Bradley's the best. I mean, I can't argue against you because I don't know Bradley that well. So I can't really say yes or no. I just know it's expensive AF. So in terms of hardware and software. So that's a hard sell for me. Right. So that's on. We want the light off in this position. So when the e-stop's on, we want that light off. When e-stop's down, that's when we want it to actually be an e-stop. Smash the PID out the park on factory air, and then you make this look. I am, mate. I am tired. But I'm also not really... I need to just practice more on how this stuff works in... You're right, though. You've hammered me there. How this stuff works in CodeSys. I've had a long day. I've had a snow day today, so I didn't even go into work. I was working from home. So basically, I've been sat here all day long, pretty much. The snow was like that thick outside, and I was like, nah, I'm not driving into work today. One supplier in the UK. Oh, hard to get. Oh, Alan Bradley, you mean? Yeah. Is it just Retico? Is that the only one? No, I think the LC Automation, I think they might do Alan Bradley stuff. Could be wrong, though. Could be wrong. I don't know that. Nah. Maybe you're right. It is just Retico, I think. Can you program Siemens 1500 PLCs with CodeSys? You can't, Paul, no. You need TIA Portal for that. You need TIA Portal Professional, I think. Not even just basic TIA Portal, I believe. Ash, correct me if I'm wrong there. Light should only be on when e-stop is off. I give up on the light. The light was blowing my mind. Like I say, too late for that. Yeah, I thought you did. Yeah. Which is the really expensive one. So if you want to program 1500s, you're talking like thousands of pounds in software. Let's get rid of this watch table. I don't need that. Let's get rid of that. I don't need that. Get some more space. You should be able to see kind of both at the same time. Hang on a second. Can't quite see what you're seeing. Yeah, that looks alright. Okay, so e-stop. I wanted to know. I'm getting getting confused talking a lot. I want to turn that the other way around. So I want to negate that. Negation there. So the lamp only comes on when we've pressed the e-stop. When the e-stop's down. Yeah, there we go. So let's go back to motor control. like I say, I've totally made this little scenario up on the fly. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't look very good. I am active. There's no inactivity TikTok. I bet Ash has got it. Yeah, I know for a fact he's got it. Only micro stuff along with RS. Main ABB is Retico only. Yeah. I wonder why they do that. Surely it's better for them to have multiple people selling their stuff. Right. Can I start and stop it? I can. Start and stop. If the E stops down, can I start and stop it? No, I can't. That's the way it should be. Overcurrent doesn't work unless we started. There we go. Makes sense. Yeah. That's about it. That's about all I've got for you. Came on tonight not really knowing what to show. I just wanted to show something in CodeSys. In fact, I've been debating it. I'll give a sneak peek of the challenge program I've been doing. I did last night. I started last night. So if anyone doesn't know, I have got a challenge running at the minute, a PLC programming challenge, where basically I have come up with a scenario. I've come up with a description of operation. I have come up with a bit of a circuit. It's not really a circuit. It's more of a diagram of what's there.
Thanks for the follow.
I've given you the I/O that you've got to follow, and I've basically said go and program this. And in a week's time, so next weekend, we're going to go through all the submissions. So far, I've had 2. I am hoping there's going to be more. But yeah, so far I've had 2 submissions. I haven't looked at them yet. We'll look at them next week. If you want any information about that, if you want to basically get that PDF document, I haven't got my screenshot up today. I wasn't prepared. But if you go to my Discord, there's a PDF where you can basically see the challenge and program it. Queen Nitra, I think. Thank you to follow. Appreciate that. Let's just take a quick look. I haven't quite finished it yet. Recent projects. Programming challenge. A bit more effort went into that one. It's not as wild as what you've just seen. I think that... Do you know what, Connor? I don't even know, mate. I can't remember. So what I've done is I've tried to use all the different programming languages. At least one programming language for what I've done so far. So I have a ladder rung, a ladder POU, sorry. You've got a day off tomorrow. You do a 1500 and a Mitzi for me. What do you mean? Oh, and the challenge. Mate, I'm too tired for this. I need to get off. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that, Ash. So, yeah, this is my attempt so far. I haven't finished it, like I say. This is what I've done for the challenge. So, the challenge is an agitator tank. There is a description of operation. There's a drawing to go with it. This is basically the tank control so far. Can't remember how far I got with this. I have... So what I tend to do, which I never show on lives, but I never ever use my physical I/O in the program. I'll always just, the first thing I do is map all the physical inputs and outputs to memory. And the reason I do that is because if you burn out a relay on your PLC, you would, the thing you would do, you wouldn't replace the whole PLC for one relay. You would just shift that output to a spare relay output. But to do that, it would be a nightmare if you've used that particular output in numerous places throughout your program. So what I tend to do is I map all the inputs and all the outputs to a memory bit, or a variable in memory. And I use that memory variable everywhere in the program. And then say if you do burn out a relay, an output, or an input stops working or whatever, it's just a case of remapping that physical input to your memory location. So that's all I've done there. Again, like I say, I'm just trying to, been really using the different languages on purpose. I probably would do it in structured text because it's easiest to do it that way. The alarm handler one, nah, I probably wouldn't do that in function block normally. I've kind of just done that purely for the challenge, really. Indirect addressing. Yeah, well, there's a lot of PLCs that won't allow you to... you basically have to... I'm talking about physical memory, I0.0. You have to put that somewhere. if you use that in your program, it's always going to be I00. So yeah, that's basically why I've done that. I do get, obviously, because this is CodeSys, and I have physically mapped the inputs, there is no PLC as such, so it's kicking off. I'm getting messages or warnings basically saying, you know, this input doesn't exist because I haven't actually got a PLC. I haven't told it it's doing a PLC or anything. But I put it in anyway. Wimpy, thank you for sharing the live, mate. Really appreciate that. Andrea, thank you for the follow. It's a must in AB, but Siemens can just remap the bit on the fly. Can you? I didn't realise that. Will Omron sys... But the thing is, though, I guess if you're using variables, you're right. So I guess that goes back to what Con said. If you're using variables and you just say that variable is % I00 or whatever, you can just tell it it's a different input. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. I do get that. So I wonder if that would be the same in Mitzi. Probably would, actually. But this is just something I've always done. So I've always just mapped the physical inputs to a bit in memory. But that's no different to, yeah, just a variable, just telling it it's a different one. What language is this? This is, I guess that's structured text, is it? Yeah. GVLs are done in structured text, I think. Yeah, like I say, I'm still got on with it. I spent maybe an hour or so last night, maybe an hour and a half, thinking up what I need to do, putting it together, trying to actually not make it look as messy as I do on the live streams. Engineer Chimsy, thank you, appreciate the share. CodeSys environment, yeah, I've not showed CodeSys yet, Michael. So that was what tonight was about. Yeah, but if you want to get involved with the PLC challenge, the Discord is in my link tree on my bio. You'll find on the Discord there's a PDF document which basically describes the challenge. Off topic, but you're on site and need advice for tomorrow. Can I explain the situation? Yeah, go for it, Gandalf. You've got 63 people in here that could possibly help you. It's as good a time as any, I'd say. As long as it's not too complicated, because I'm tired and it's late. User 176, appreciate the follow, thank you. Yeah, but to go along with this, so one thing I haven't shown yet, and this isn't extra, this is an added extra. I've been quite loose with what I said you should and shouldn't do. There is obviously a process to follow with this, but I never really said you need to do anything. But I've put together a bit of a nicer screen than what you were just seeing a minute ago. I think it works for the most part. Let's try and run it. I might not be in simulation mode though, so it's probably going to kick off at me. Am I in I am in simulation mode. Yeah, let me run it. I can't even remember. I did it last night and I can't remember how it works. What do I need to do? I need the... Is that the E-stop on? Start button. That's false. Stop button. I'm in run. Appreciate that, whoever that was. Colonel Sanders, thank you for the heart me. Mech Ninja, thank you for the heart me. Red to red, black to black if it's spicy. Yeah, what was the one I used to get told? Brown to brown, blue to blue, brown to blue, blown to bits, or something like that, I don't know. Or brown your pants or something. Turn it off and on again. The engineer is a technical support hero. Siemens tag box IDs on a mobile panel. I need them to update and reset back to 0 in a piece. So some Siemens stuff. You've got some Siemens help in here, definitely. Connor93 seems to be a Siemens guy. The engineer's a Siemens guy. Sedgley Control Systems is a Siemens guy. If in doubt, show it out. But they only update when a new device connects. Yeah, I don't know anything about any of that, I'll be honest. But hopefully them lads can sort you out. Rockwell over here. Oh, Con, you're a Rockwell guy. Yeah, I'm a Mitsubishi guy, so I know a little bit of Siemens. But I'm definitely not in a position to give advice on Siemens. Percocet, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Right, let me, while you discuss that situation, let me figure out what I was doing. That's on, okay. Ah,
Thanks for the follow.
interesting. I made that a toggle. Can't remember why I made that a toggle. Oh, was that for the normally closed? I think it was. So, yeah. I haven't labelled it yet. I probably should label it. Start button. Start solenoid opens. The tank starts to fill. As the tank fills, low level sensor increases. The level increases past low level sensor. As we further increase, the level passes low sensor. As we continue to increase, the level reaches high sensor, at which point solenoid A should stop. The motor should start to run for, I think I said 30 seconds or something. And then solenoid B should then come on, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head. You have a main HMI that needs to lock out screens on the mobile panel depending on what value you read. Also like a password type thing. Basically, you can't manually open a valve via the main HMI panel if the mobile panel is connected. Oh, okay, so then we go down there. Right, so that's the point where I got to last night. I seen it wasn't working there. At that point, solenoid solenoid A shouldn't have come back on. But yeah, that's where I got to with the challenge. Yeah, unfortunately, Gandalf, yeah, I'm not going to be able to help there, but other people probably can. No, I'm not reviewing Jordski. This was my own one. I haven't finished it yet, so I thought, well, in the last 5-10 minutes, I'll just show what I've done so far. I haven't actually finished it yet. Have you made a start on it, Jordski? What software is this? Modelica? No, I'm not sure what that is, mate. This is Codesys. That's what I've done my challenge in. I've done it in Codesys. For no reason other than why not. The main reason was actually because I wanted to put a HMI together for it. I wanted to be able to show it in some way. I could probably even animate it as well if I really want to, but we'll see. You're too tired for tech support tonight. It's bedtime. It's bedtime for me as well, to be fair. And our clock bits so the data is updating. A good shout, Connor. Good shout. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know anything about Siemens HMI, so that's why I can't really help you, to be fair, Gandalf. Yeah, big ass rectangle on layer 32 that I toggle depending on the int from the tag box ID. What times am I live? So I go live most weekends. Well, basically every weekend since I started going live about 6-7 weeks ago. I try and do Thursdays. I like Thursdays. I don't know why, but I'm normally really tired on a Thursday, and that's why it's always a mess. But I normally go live from 8:30 UK time, 8:30 PM. So I'll be on tomorrow from around 8:30 PM tomorrow. Same on Saturday, same on Sunday. Hopefully, Thursday's the new Saturday. Thursday, I don't know why I do it. I like coming on Thursdays because I know it's nearly the weekend. I know tomorrow's the weekend after 12 o'clock for me because I finish at 12 on a Friday. It is the weekend at that point. But I'm always, I'm just too tired to make... I'm struggling to even put sentences together at this point. Yeah. Did you have any snow where you are, Sedgley, Ash? Did you have any big snowstorm there? I got snowed in today. It was like that deep. And there was like... I seen videos of like buses crashing into lampposts and all sorts, so I was quite glad I stayed at home, did some drawings, worked out some stuff on a job. Yeah, I didn't have to go in. Planning on writing a sequence in function block, structure text, and SFC. Nice, Jordski. Yeah, I decided I was going to do ladder, a little bit of structured text, and a little bit of function block. I just tried to showcase it all, I guess. But I haven't finished. There's still more to do. It's not quite working yet. I spent maybe an hour and a half on it last night. I'll probably finish it maybe over this weekend. We'll see. You had an op. Oh, shit. What did you have done? In fact, don't tell me on TikTok. Yeah, don't tell me on TikTok. I hope you're good though, mate. I hope you're alright. I'm being grounded tomorrow. Ah, I see. Well, I mean, a couple of days off for you then, buddy. Oh, I guess that's why you said you weren't at work tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I hope you're recovering well, mate. I think I have to tell the PLC always read 0 for tag box unless the mobile tells me different. Yeah, in Norway it's meant. Well, I imagine in Norway it snows all the time. Yeah, like when I say we had a lot of snow, I'm talking that from like a UK perspective, which to you guys in Norway is like a slight shower or something. Like the snow was deep. It was like, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 inches of snow. Like it took ages to clear the car off because I did move my missus's car. But yeah, I guess in Norway you'd probably laugh at me for saying we had a lot of snow. Oh, good to hear, mate. You did it during work hours. Had to wait for mechanical error to be fixed. Nice, Jordsky, nice. Getting paid to do it as well. Please remind me about learning and practicing automation next time, sir. Yeah, keep learning, keep practicing, Adam. I don't know. Yeah. Can you explain the issue a bit more, Gandalf? Josh, thank you to follow. Appreciate that. Gordon, thank you to follow. I am wrapping up now, guys. I was kind of hoping Gandalf's issue would get resolved quicker. But it might be a bigger one than that. Mato Shoko, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Who have we got on the leaderboard tonight? Miss Logical Controls, as always, thank you very much. Ash, thank you very much. Sedgley Controls, 1,000 likes. Your finger must be hurting. I appreciate it, mate. And Hasoon E, I think. Appreciate all the likes, buddy. Thank you. And top 3 over on the right-hand side. Miss Logical Controls, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sedgley Control Systems, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the engineer, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, guys. User 815, I don't speak any language other than English, I'm afraid, so I'm not sure what you said there. When am I live again? It'll be tomorrow night, mate. Tomorrow at about 8:30 p.m. You have 100 hours of overtime and 2... Fucking hell, Gandalf. Do you know what that tells me, though? That tells me you're going to be a rich boy when it comes to payday. But also it tells me the tax man is coming for you, mate. That's some serious hours. You're going to 3D print an autoclicker. Yeah, I like it, Ash. Yeah. That 3D printer, yeah, it's so nice. I'm very jealous of your 3D printer. David Slade, welcome back, mate. Good to see your name again. But we are finishing up fairly soon. You could do with a dinner holder. I've asked Ash to print me one of his PLC holder things. I'll pay you for it as well. They look sick. You don't get paid overtime. What? And you've done 100 hours. Nah, I think it's time for a new job, Gandalf. That's what I'd say to that one, mate. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Have you ever done work at a data center? Done plenty of work at data centers, mate. Yeah, done plenty of work. Dan Bunny, thank you to follow. Appreciate that. Hi from Kenya. Seems like I've joined. Yeah, unfortunately, Red Reaper. It's 10:10 at night here in the UK. I'm very tired from a long day at work, and I've got work tomorrow, so I need to get off fairly soon. What colour? Oh, yeah. I'll WhatsApp you. Dark blue, probably. Do it to like the. Do it to the colours of my my logo, wherever it is. Yeah, it looks really good, mate. I think your PLC holder thing's sick. Joe Men, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Night, mate. Love from Czech. Oh, are you from Czech? Are you from Gandalf? I love Prague. Prague's my favourite place in the world. I think. Yeah, I've been there once, but I did enjoy it. It was so good. So yeah, appreciate you joining from Czech Republic, mate. Adam, good night, mate. Hope you're well. Right, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Again, if you want to do the challenge, join the Discord. I'll review them in about a week's time. I'm hoping there'll be at least 5 to 10 submissions. We've got 2 already. I've got my own to finish off. And there's no winners and losers. We're just going to look over them, see how people do things, all try and learn a little bit from everyone, yeah. Oh, no, from Ireland. Oh, you're just there in projects. Yeah. Are you anywhere near Prague? Prague's so nice. I like that place. Good women there. I'm a married man. I would never, ever comment on Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Right, so, yeah, 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'll probably be back. Probably looking at some more Factory IO. Factory IO, I took a little bit of a break from it, but we're gonna hit it tomorrow. Not sure which scene yet,
Thanks for the follow.
but it'll be a good one, I suspect. Joe, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yes, have a good night, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow if you can make it.